Welcome back into Louisville Sports Live, the city's longest running all UFL sports talk show, as we celebrate a decade on the ESPN Louisville airwaves. And we're joined by a special guest, the music man, the man behind the music, Ken Harbison. He is the creator of what you hear at the beginning of every LSL show, and also has a variety of songs played by the station.
That's right, across the airwaves. What's going on, man?
What's happening, y'all? How y'all doing?
It's a classic, and we were talking about this earlier. There's been a couple other, songs out there that you kind of sent, and it's just like, man, we can't mess with greatness.
Yeah, you gotta leave it exactly how it is. Exactly how it is.
And we get a lot of compliments on like that show. Everybody, the song, everybody loves it, and love it too. And Taylor and I we'll be like mouthing like exactly like when sports. We got it. So we appreciate your hard work. Yes. We appreciate you representing for us, and you've been one of the OGs.
Yeah. Hey, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be a part of this show, to be able to make them. And you all were the first. And you're still hanging on.
That's right.
You're still hanging on. You were the first, and like you said, you still got to bang. Yeah.
Sure. Well, hopefully, eventually, Louisville can have some more success and provide some more highlights that can cut into another banger of an intro. If have another Year of the Cardinal type thing where we can have some more highlights.
Well, I tell you what, to cap on top of that, if Louisville can get some more success,
yes,
I've got a song for them.
There we go.
My man didn't just strike yards.
That's right. Look at him. You need somebody to sing a hook.
That's right.
My man over here is
a little bit.
I know what you're going to do. I know about you. Most definitely.
Let's hit a UPS Jobs text line here briefly. Let's see. What's up, guys? It's Cody. Happy anniversary, y'all. Thanks, Cody. Rock and roll McDonald's. My kids, on the way to school today, requested that. They listened to Rock and Roll McDonald's. Oh, wow. Yeah, twice.
That's a high jump on the way to school, man.
Tell us who's going to get this job and turn it around quickly. I'm not ready to go.
Not ready to jump off the center field train.
And we did. Now this game's crucial. That's the next one. But we also had another question. And again, we don't have to get down to potential coaches, but still, given the local ties, Jeff Rom. How would he be received?
I'm good on that.
And he hasn't really done a whole lot of Purdue, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't really know what that. The offense has to help them and let them get a breather. Football, absolutely.
Sure.
The difference now is that he flirted with South Carolina and acted like he wanted to be back close to North Carolina. And couple that with losing, it appears Sack doesn't want to be here. See,
I don't buy it.
I'm not. He definitely, he was been.
Then what do you think? You're a fan. You watch this. You watch it over Saturday.
I don't know. I think there was some sneaky business, and he should have just been straight up. I think he's kind of holding some things back, but the fans got a right to feel the way that they feel. So hey, whatever the outcome is, that's what it is.
And that's what we've done. That's what we've done. Here at the show in 10 years is like, listen, we like to think that we're a very, very small part of the voice of the thing.
Yeah.
2 hours a week. And we have a wide variety of emotions. I think right now, let's be honest, most of it's anger. And Louisville fans are like, give me something to get fired up about.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Please. Let's hit a station ID. Oh, actually, we're good.
Look at that.
Let's be believe it. Let's roll through these texts. We're getting them fast and furious here. Cunningham won't throw it fast.
My rebuttal to that is Cunningham's got to have somebody get open so that he can go fast.
Well, we're getting some coaching candidates
here.
A little too early for that, but I do think number one, Mario Cristobal is not coming here.
That's great. What were some of these other ones? James Franklin. LOL. James Franklin's back over here. Brent Venables.
I'm going full murder bird.
Oh.
Also, Texture says if UFL runs on second and long more than twice, not the only one. Texture says, scary thing is, I don't think ever probably.
I would agree with that.
Love hearing Coach Mac. Much respect. Some meat in the middle has already been cut.
Which one of us said it had to be you?
Yeah.
It was you.
But also, we're talking about Sidney Curry.
Oh, jeez.
So, could you picture Sidney Curry and Trez playing at the same time? Young, Rams with Mills. That's what we need to get back to.
Yeah.
We need to get back to a Trez type player, attack the rim, and attempt to break the back.
I agree.
That would be cool. Let's see. Pass on Braun. Buyout is too much, and he hasn't done much.
He's on the hot seat for Purdue.
Yeah. So I don't know why another. And people are saying if it comes down to it, and you have to make a coaching change, could Louisville grab another Power 5 head coach? I think the only option, the only potential would be Braun. If it got to it, grabbing another Power 5 head coach. Scott Ross, if you did. Bro, yeah. Would it take winning for Satterfield to win you back or complete change in offensive level? It comes down to winning.
Yeah, win.
I
don't
think
care what the offense looks like. You can win a game.
the 7 number is, I think, the number. 7 or more wins, you're good. 7 or more losses, you're done. I think it's simple as that.
Ken, how you feeling about Friday?
We better win. We better win.
Yeah.
But, I heard a lady commenting. The lady was saying something about, about recruits coming here and doing this and doing that. Well, if you want recruits to come here, you got to win. You got to win. Just no ifs, ands, and buts about it. But it's probably going to be a packed house. The weather's going to be right. Hey, they better bring it. They better bring it. No matter who they playing, they better bring it.
Right. Absolutely. I think that is certainly what Card Nation is feeling like right now. Let's see. Can Mac or Walk coach football?
I'm going to assume that was Walls and maybe they typo put a K instead of
Kenny Payne. Get Kenny Payne for him. Amen to this. Quit looking to the sideline with the deer and headlights. Wait for a freaking play call.
Amen. Run the play. Whatever it is, we know it's going to be a run to the short side. Just run it.
Not another Scott who can't game plan. Yeah, I think that was pretty easy. I think Henry was thinking about Frost. Was it a cold take about Frost? Just a couple of minutes, or actually any second now. Chris Hatfield will join us. Captain by Chris, you know him on Twitter for his lock of the week.
Hasn't been chatting him.
Well, I know. Maybe he's wanting to get a couple more.
Maybe he's trying to get a couple winners.
If you've listened to us over the last 2 weeks, Chris, yeah, you're right. It was Wolves. Chris has given you 2 winners in his lock of the week. He moves to 2-0. And your boy over here is giving you, he's 2-0 on his likes of the week.
Well, hey, your boy over here is 0-2 in his likes of the week. So if you do the opposite of what I'm telling you, I'm making you money too.
All right.
So if you paid me, I'm making you money.
Paid T to get that shit. Let's do this. So yes, again, the texture was right. You were right, Taylor. The text was talking about Walls. Strong 2.0.
Look, we've already kicked the tires on one coach and brought him back. Now, granted, I would rather have Charlie back than Robert Petrino, but I don't know. But look, here's the thing. Charlie is living his best life. Okay, my man is getting paid by Texas. He's getting paid by USF. And he's coaching with Urban in Jacksonville. I mean, don't need the stress of coming back here, trying to recreate the magic of Teddy Bridgewater and leading this team again. He doesn't need that. He's good. He's going to coast into retirement now keep collecting those checks. He's good. And when Urban bolts for USC, then maybe Charlie can interim coach Jacksonville.
Wasn't one of his things too about the card march that he complained about a lot?
Yes.
And about fans being in the stand.
Yeah. Famously compared us to the team up the road.
You wouldn't do that in Texas. Can you imagine? It's like, yeah, Longhorns fans.
More like Oklahoma.
Yep. Texas said I'll take Mike Leach. I'd take Charlie back too.
I would take Mike Leach for nothing other than the press conferences. God. Can you imagine? I mean, we wouldn't have to do a show. We could just comment on things that Mike Leach said in the press conference. That'd be great.
Who's hosting Louisville Live? Maria Taylor. Yeah, I'll take that. So, yes. Again, you talk about like this event and how important it is. Basketball still. I mean, man, it's fantastic.
You got to think it's going to be a big recruiting weekend. There's going to be a lot of guys here. Fun environment. Hopefully, the fan base is riding high from the win on Friday night.
Yep.
Go to Louisville Live, have some fun.
Yeah.
Bet on some horses.
You can catch a winner.
Good time.
So before we get Chris on here, we'll grab him momentarily. Anything else before we took our break that Coach Max said that kind of stands out?
They're going to be careful with Malik. Even though he's fully healthy, they're going to be careful with him. And Max said, it does me no good for him to get through a September practice if I don't have him. It's smart. It's a good point.
Without further ado, let's bring on a friend of the show and our handicapper of Louisville Sports Live, Chris Hatfield. You know him on Twitter at Capping by Chris. Chris, how are you, bro? 2-0 on the young season. How we doing? Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it. Before we get into your lock, Chris, you threw out a couple interesting stats on Twitter. I want to ask you about that. And one was how the spread has changed and the Louisville UCF game opened up, depending on what sports book, 9.5, 9. Now it's down to 7, 6.5 in some books. You explained it on Twitter, but for our listeners that didn't see your tweets, give us the rundown of this point spread and why you think there's been so much action on this game. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's well said. So, Chris, who do you like for your lock of the week? Again, 2-0 on the season. Coastal Carolina, that was a sweat, but at the end, we secured the bag yet again for week 2. Who do you like for week 3? Okay. Well, I mean, that's certainly great rationale behind this pick. So the spread for Louisville UCF under 68 is the play for this week. And listen, we're gonna know if we're gonna cash another winner early on. As this is a Friday night game, 7:30 on ESPN. And Chris, let's just be honest. This is a massive game for Satterfield and for Louisville football overall. Sure. Well, Chris, we certainly appreciate you stopping by, offering up some picks, and let's make salute again this week. No problem, buddy. Good luck. Chris Hatfield joined us here, capping by Chris. Yeah. Twitter, also Chris D. Hatfield as well. So hopefully, win some money.
Hopefully. All right. So what do you got? What's your like of the week? Ethan Moore's like of the week.
Michigan State plus 16 at Miami. It's a big number. Miami hasn't looked overly impressive. So I'm going with and Sparty too. And let's be honest, I mean, they're not like world 2-0 on the season. So I'm not buying.
Yeah. I'm surprised this spread is not moved. OU minus 22. Playing host to Nebraska in Norman. Nebraska's 2-1, but they're Nebraska.
Yeah.
The over-under is 62. Oklahoma could score 62 themselves. So, yeah, give me OU minus 22 in that one.
And you're rounding on timing.
Look at that. A little bit of breaking news while we were talking to Chris. The Louisville women's basketball ACC schedule has been announced. The Cardinals open play December the 30th at home against Boston College. Then they go on the road to Georgia Tech, home for Pittsburgh, on the road at Miami, home for Syracuse, on the road at Boston College and NC State, home for Wake and Florida State and Duke to wrap up January. They open February on the road at Clemson, February 3rd, then on the road at Syracuse, home for 2 against Virginia and Notre Dame, on the road at North Carolina, home for Virginia Tech, and then on the road to wrap up ACC play February 24th at Pittsburgh and February 27th on the road at Notre Dame.
All right. Again, like always, man, they got big expectations for the Lakers. Yeah. Jeff Walls has it rolling both on the court and off with recruiting as well. Walls going to be in the top 5 or top 10. All stays bringing the top 5 elite classes.
Louisville gets Pittsburgh twice, gets Syracuse twice, gets Notre Dame twice. Going to be an interesting schedule for them. It's going to be a fun home schedule too.
It is. Texter says that the EPS Jobs text line at 38 31 93 9. Honestly, Sat is a great head coach. He just needs a full-time OC and a couple of stud recruiters. I mean, his numbers at App State were fantastic. At Louisville, they've been mediocre. That's just how they've been. Texter says, lock up Rodney Rice. He will be one of the many recruits are going to be there in the 23 class. Louisville's own Caleb Flint, who Coach Mack has certainly made a priority over the last few months and last weeks. He will be there for an official visit. And I think we will have him show St. John Cinnamon to recap that visit. So we'll see how that goes. With that, also, Texter says, will Louisville Live be on TV? I don't think so. That could be one. Well, I know it's football, but ACC Network, I mean, at least maybe streaming. I think that they should, that's big enough for them. But no, it's not right now. I want Satterfield, Texter said, to be successful, but if not, I like Gus Malzahn. Ooh, well, I might have to change this. I have on my Yahoo app that Miami is favored by 16, and the texture says 5.
It's 6 according to Caesar's Sportsbook.
Well, I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board then, because that's not going to be my life of the week. No wonder. See, I was smart to play that, because I would have won if it was 16.
This game's interesting to me. 2:30 on Saturday. Purdue at Notre Dame. Notre Dame just a touchdown favorite. It does feel like a trap.
Feels like a trap. I don't know.
Just a 7-point favorite over 2-0 Purdue.
See.
Battle for the shillelagh.
There we go. Back to Louisville Live for a moment. Dusty Stromer, Caleb Glenn, what you just mentioned, and Jared McCain and Rodney Rice. Now, Stromer and McCain, I believe, are in California. I know McCain is. All 4-star prospects. Caleb Glenn is shooting up the rankings at the most recent update. He is now squarely in the top 40. He is also a 4-star prospect. And, of course, Rodney Rice. He has been the primary target for the staff. I agree with the texter. We got a lot. And, sorry, Louisville Live is a showcase event. It's a showcase event. And I think that if you ever have a recruit that you're favorably
Favorably heavy against?
heavily favored,
Easy for you to say.
but it wasn't. Sarcasm. He needs an offense and defensive lines that allow him to play the way he wants to play at the ACC level. My argument is I think you're right. Yeah, it's up to them to do. And again, man, I'm telling you, we had the same thing. We talked about all offseason too. We heard defensive line. You know what I mean? They were like big time. They're hyping them up. We've yet to see the defensive line pay those dividends. We've yet to see the defensive line put pressure on the quarterback.
You can't recruit at an App State level and try to run that offense in the ACC. That's the conversation. It's out of X's and O's. It's Jimmy's and Joe's.
But what do we talk about in hour number 1? The stubbornness of not wanting to change. And if it's not working, then let's do something that can work. What if it's a change? What do you mean? Like,
What if
the
it's
personnel?
This is what we do. We don't know how to do anything else. This is what we do.
Well, if it continues on this trajectory, there's going to be a coaching change. Unless they can kind of do a little bit of both. I mean, run that offense if it's successful. But listen, they went through the first quarter, starting the second quarter. If it's not working, change it up.
I mean, that offense was so successful in year 1 because you had freaking Makai Becton.
Yeah.
You could move him out whenever you wanted to.
Texter says Satterfield may end up working out, but if it doesn't, how about Luke Fickle? Well, if you see what
He's going to give him a neck.
bro, you see him out in the Big 12, so that's
Yeah, but he's still learning. He even said, I'm not going to address it right now. We don't say that.
all right. We got another OG on the line. Brent Left, hey, another founding father of Louisville Sports Live, joins us here now on the program. Ville, what's cracking? Well, yes, sir. Yourself? Absolutely. Well, before we go down memory lane here, what's your take 2 weeks into this football season? I mean, I would certainly put Teddy Bridgewater's team that was 12-1 to beat Miami in the Russell Athletic Bowl. I mean, I think truly elite, although the losing to UCF for the lone loss on the season was disappointing. I think from a talent standpoint would be the last one. I mean, less than 5. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it comes down to, Brent. I mean, if they don't have the talent or the NFL talent that translates to college, then you're not going to be where you want to be. And right now, we're struggling. I mean, it's not a for sure thing that we're going to be 500. I think that that's what Louisville fans' frustrations are, is because of that lack of recruiting. You can only have a 12-man class this year. Our best recruit right now is by Williams, a 4-star kid from up north. But then you just lost arguably your second or third best recruit, Xavier Thomas. And so that's the problem. But Brent, I think more so is the quarterbacks. And the fact that you don't have a quarterback of the future already lined up, what can you pin your hopes on? Let's just say the program goes 6-6. And so you're in that middle ground. Satterfield's in year 3, 5-year deal. To extend it on a 6-6 year with very little promise or little hope for the future. I mean, that's the problem. And that's why I think the key number for this program this year is 7. 7 wins or more, then he's safe. 7 losses or more, then seal it. Yes. Yes. Yeah. 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 But that's the most important number. That's the most important stat is the 39, whatever it was that was announced. Let's be honest, we know that it wasn't 39,000. Yeah. But that is the number that I think it hasn't been talked about enough. And if that's week 1 or your home opener, I think we're going to get well over 40 for this game. But if you lose, we're not getting the 40,000 mark the rest of the year if we lose to UCF unless you sweep the road games to Florida State and Wake Forest. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, well said. Well, bro, I'll get you out on this, dude. What's something from the LSL infancy days that you remember? What's a funny story that you think? Yeah. Our cell phone. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Decade today. A decade today. Brandon was September 14th, 2011. First show ever. All right, bro. Well, we appreciate you stopping by. OG of LSL for living, and solid takes as always, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There was one time, and it's gonna be like you had to be there type of thing. Headphone story. Yes, where we went on. We were talking to a recruit. It was a quarterback. His name was Ross. See, his headphones on, and one of the ears was just broken off.
This was in the Light Paper studio, right?
Yes, and it was flapping, but and it wasn't even funny. I mean, it was just like, but for some reason, I thought it was so hilarious. I just started laughing uncontrolled, like tears coming down your eyes. And I was just pointing at him. He's like, what's the matter? And I couldn't, even if I wanted to explain it on air, the guest was on the line. And I was just like, just point, go, just ask him a question. He was just flopping around. It was
Hold the seat down. Brent started it. Across from me.
Yeah,
Two years ago.
And again, this is your 2-year anniversary.
Right. 3 years with the program, 2 years as your full-time co-host. We're all very fun. Just gonna take a step back in time. 2011, when you guys started this show, this was your top 25 the week that you guys started this show in 2011. Oklahoma was number 1. Alabama was number 2. LSU was number 3. Boise State was 4th. And Florida State was 5th. Robert Griffin III and Baylor were 19th at that time. South Florida was 2nd, or was 20th in those rankings. Louisville, remember the Big East? Yes. Back in those days. The final standings for the Big East in 2011 Cincinnati and West Virginia were tied at 10-3 that year. Louisville finished at 7-6. Rutgers was 9-4.
Chopping wood.
Chopping wood. Pittsburgh 6-7, and then Connecticut, South Florida, and Syracuse all finished at 5-7. Of course, historically, West Virginia went on to beat Clemson 70-33 in the Orange Bowl. And Louisville lost to North Carolina State, which is where I first started my North Carolina State hate. They lost that game. I was there, felt full in Charlotte, 31-24.
I see what's up there. You didn't even know each other.
And I hated the stupid Wolfpack thing that NC State fans do with their hands. It's annoying, and I hate it still to this day. That's why I don't like NC State.
Really? That's the reason why?
Yes.
I remember there was a horrendous call in that game, and I was actually doing like the media in the press box. Ooh. And I remember thinking, that's terrible. Like I went fan mode, and all these like seasoned media
ACC Hawks turned around and looked at it.
and they're
So they'll never fit in at all.
yeah, and their sweaters and collar shirts. I think I had a hoodie on. You know? Whatever, but still, you know, I remember that. But that's crazy.
Rutgers beat Iowa State in the Innistrad Bowl. Cincinnati sweep one out against Vanderbilt in the Liberty Bowl. And Pittsburgh got pumped by SMU in the BBVA Conference Bowl.
They go into the Liberty Bowl. All right, let's do this. Let's take our second hour break. And then when we come back, we'll speak to our good friend Jake Weingard and get the latest on Louisville basketball recruiting. You know, this guy's going to be a little fly. We'll tell you who will be visiting and who will on that side. All that and more, because you're listening to LSL's 10-year anniversary show. Thanks, as always, for tuning in. Stick around. We got your Louisville basketball recruiting fix up next.
Gino Smith led the conference in completions, attempts, completion percentage, passing yards attempted. Teddy Bridgewater led the conference in passing.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I couldn't talk, you all. I didn't bring no headphones, so I couldn't hear what they were saying. But yeah, we still good. I couldn't talk. But we here. 10 years. 10 years. Can y'all see me? Can y'all see me real good? 10 years for Louisville Sports Live. Thank you all for holding on this long. I've made some music for them, and they've been playing this music for 10 straight years. I've also made music for other programs on ESPN, and you know, hey man, all I can say is God is good, man. God is good, man. All the time, and all the time God is good. My daughter's with me. My youngest daughter's with me. She's behind the camera right now. So she's the one that's trying to move. It's not a lot of space in her, but she's moving a little bit. So y'all just bear with her. But we're here at the ESPN studios right now. I ran over here. I forgot about the anniversary, but I ran over here real quick to show my support, to show my love to ESPN, to the LSL guys. And hey, we working, baby. Y'all know we working, man. Whether we in the line, we on the videos, YouTube, we on the radio, we working, y'all. We working. So yeah. Thank you, daughter. Thank you. Hey, to everybody that's watching, thank y'all for watching, man. We got people walking by, people looking, doing everything, man. So yeah, this is the studio. Everything's everything. So I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. I just had to give y'all that. I couldn't talk while they was on air. I couldn't talk. And I can't see what you all are saying if you're saying something. But hey, they was doing a thing. Like I said, they was talking to a whole bunch of people. They've already had a bunch of guests on. They had Coach Chris Mack on. I forget the first lady's name. I forget her name, but she's a famous reporter for ESPN. Andrea Adelson, I think it's her name. I think it's her name. But they had her on, and then some more special guests. Of course, They got the man behind the music. Hey, I'm the man behind the music for the We Working team. I'm the man behind the music for ESPN. Hey, man. I'm just trying to do what the Lord has blessed me with, man. So, I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for it, man. So let's go ahead, and they're taking a little break, a little bathroom break. I don't know if I can show you too much, but come on, Father. What's happening, man? What's going on, Ken? How are you? All right, first time meeting.
I'm not in the past. You probably don't remember. I think we've met probably. I know I met you when you were in with me a couple of times.
So, of course, all of that was over there, but this was here.
Yeah, way back in the day. But how you doing? You all right?
Yeah. Yeah. Having a good time. I got my daughter with me to record. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just a little bit of something, just offices and all that. I love that.
Everything's going, continues to go well.
Yeah, everything's going good. So although I can just let myself go. Hey, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. You were with us from day one. Man.
I was telling them, I was like, I was there in my headphones. I remember, Frank, right? I think he had picked up the phone. I was talking to him. I think it's hard. But that little old story happened in case sort of nice. Go back in. Come on, man.
What's up? What's your name?
Aaliyah.
Was that Olivia? Aaliyah. Awesome. Awesome. Nice to meet you.
You just gonna keep the camera on them, baby.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. So you were holding a t-shirt. Okay. I'm gonna give it. Yeah, right. All right.
All right, y'all. We're gonna get out of here. I know y'all been looking at the camera. She been kind of doing this and doing that or whatever, but everybody in here is vaccinated. Wasn't even worrying my bad. My bad. But we're gonna get up out of here. Peace and love. God blessings, man. See you all.